Kevin at 7. It is Monday morning, August. What is today? August. I don't even know what today is. I haven't written it. August 16th. And we're halfway through August. Summer's nearly over. School's starting back. A lot of kids are going back to school. This week is first day back to school for a lot of people. In the next 2 weeks, pretty much everybody's going to be going back to school. More and more kids are getting to go back to in person. That's awesome. Um, and over the last 2 weeks, I've had a lot of real estate agents go like, my listings aren't selling and the market's changing and the market's shifting and all of that kind of stuff. So is the market shifting? So first, as you come on, I want you to put in the comments, are you seeing a market shift or change happening in your market right now? So if you're watching this live or if you're watching this as a replay, just in the comments right now, what is happening in your market right now? Still a hot seller's market? Is it slowing down? Are listings all of a sudden not selling? What is happening in your real estate market today? What are you seeing happening right now, August of 2021? Are you seeing the market starting to change? Okay, so I want to hear, because I'm hearing a lot of people saying the market's starting to change. And so I want to hear your comments. What do you see changing? Now, having said that, I'm going to go ahead while we wait for comments to come in. Good morning and welcome. As you come on, also post what city and state or province you're from. Just post where you are in the world and where your market is. And again, what do you see the changes happening in your market right now? What is happening? Put that in the comments, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to answer some of those questions and just kind of get some feedback for where you are. And if you put, when you type in the comment, what is happening in your market, good morning, guys. Welcome. When you put what's happening in your market, make sure that you stipulate where your market is, okay? Because otherwise we don't know where it is. All right, so put that. All right, so having said that, here is what I am going to tell you right now. Good morning from Sacramento. I got to put Darren. Hey, Darren from Sacramento. Good to see you. All right, so the market is changing, okay? The market is shifting, but it's not, right now what's happening for a lot of people is the summer, kind of the summer slump. Right before everybody goes back to school, parents are focused on getting their kids back to school. They're taking last minute vacations and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of what you've seen happening in the last 30 days is not indicative of a market shift. I don't think we have a market shift happening yet. Just to be clear, there is not a real estate market shift happening. Having said that, there's a lot of stuff happening in the real estate market. So I want to get a feel for where you are, what is happening in your real estate market. If you're a brand new real estate agent, this is something you need to be watching. You need to be finding out. Like, I have no idea what's happening in the real estate market. People are moving. I mean, what's happening? I don't know. So you want to find out. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for the comments. Love it. Good morning to you guys. Let's see, just check in who Carolina. What's up, Carolina from St. Augustine, Florida, one of my great coaching members. Risa from San Jose, Michael Tucker from Knoxville, Tennessee. Good to see you, Miriam. Good morning, Sherry from Wilmington, North Carolina. Darren, good morning. Smart, hello, welcome. Good to see you guys. Okay, so what's happening in your market? Just a very simple in the comment, right? What's happening in your real estate market and what city and state or province or country you're in, so that I have a context for what's happening. Good morning, Kimber. Okay, so here's what is happening. Now, I'm calling my conversation today how to thrive or how to succeed in the new real estate market. Now, what do I mean by the new real estate market? Well, what I mean by that is things have changed, and they've changed forever. Some of this has changed in the last year and a half because of the pandemic. Some of it was changes already in play, and some of it are changes that are continuing to unfold because of the federal stimulus, this manipulation of the financial markets, inflation, all of that kind of stuff. The economy itself, the economy beyond the housing market. There's the housing market, which is one part of the economy. All right. So there are continuing to be things that more people are going to be working from home than they used to do. So people are looking for bigger houses, which is nice because all the houses being built over the last 20 years have been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So people are looking for bigger houses because they want an office from home. If they're doing homeschooling, they want to have all that. So they want to have those kind of spaces to be able to do that kind of stuff. But when I say a new market, here's what I'm talking about. We have been now for a good period over most of the United States, especially in North America, in a pretty intense seller's market. Okay, after a brief shutdown, a blip in the housing market of real estate sales at the beginning of the pandemic when everybody freaked out, which was appropriate reaction. Um, the market has gone really, really hot, and there has been a dramatic lack of supply, right? So there's not been enough houses. There's just not been enough houses on the market. So there has been this massive pent up demand of buyers going crazy, and that lack of supply and that demand creates this panic and buyers of like, oh no, prices are going up. It's going to keep getting worse. We got to find a house now. Interest rates are low. We don't know how long that's going to last. We got to find a house now. And so, and people basically, once they get in their mind, we need to move. People get impatient and they get ready to move, but nobody's selling, relatively speaking. So many people are not selling because they're like, if I sell, I can't afford to buy anything that I want because things have gone up so much. And if I sell, I don't know if I can even find something to buy because there's such a shortage of inventory. So we're going to sit tight. So you've had for the last year and a half, you've had a lot of people choose not to sell. Now, there's additional factors in this that have created this new real estate market. Forbearance. So we're now a year and a half, nearly a year and a half into forbearance, or over a year into forbearance. So people are in some of them, their third rounds of 6-month forbearance. Right now, it's best we can tell, they're probably well over 1 million and maybe up to 2 million homeowners in America, in the United States, that are in forbearance right now. Okay, and that's a lot. Okay, that when mortgage forbearance, as that is phased out, as fewer and fewer banks are willing to do forbearance, and as the government stops doing forbearance as a guaranteed backing, where there's the eviction moratorium for homeowners who are not paying their mortgage. As all that changes over time, and that's going to change right now through September 30th, nothing's changing, but over time, things are eventually going to change. They may still extend the eviction moratorium for renters and landlords not being able to evict non-paying tenants. That's been extended through September 30th. How much longer that's going to be extended is an interesting question, because the Supreme Court has said that the CDC does not have authority to legislate what landlords can and cannot do. That private landowners, private property owners, that the CDC is not a lawmaking body. They can't make a law that says you cannot evict. And so that the Supreme Court says you can't do that. So the current administration has said, well, we're going to do it anyway. So they've done it. And so that continues to put a lot of landlords in bad positions. And so you're going to have a ton of landlords that are just wanting to get out. I've got a friend of mine, Mike Fritz, who's a good friend of mine, who invests in multifamily properties. And he just bought a property for nearly 25% below market, a 16-unit apartment complex in Kentucky that he bought for nearly 25% under current market value from an investor who's had 3 non-paying tenants in a 16-unit apartment. Three non-paying tenants. And he just didn't. He's sick and tired of dealing with it. He said, I'm out of real estate. I'm just not going to do it. I don't want to mess with it. It's too stressful for me, and I'm out. And you're going to see that happening, because over 50% of residential real estate investors today are they're just mom and pop investors. They're not the big corporations or hedge funds and so forth. So that's happening. You've got inflation at a higher than we've seen it in decades. So inflation's out of control. And with that, housing prices have been also inflating pretty dramatically, right? Not as much as gas and so forth and meat, but housing prices have continued to go up. And now with inflation going up, there's concerns about them raising interest rates to control inflation. Well, if they start raising interest rates, that is going to be a dramatic impact in the real estate market. You guys understand that? We've had historically low interest rates now for years, historically low interest rates, just like insanely low. And if interest rates start going back up, now I'm not even talking back to historic normals, which should be 8, 9, 10% for mortgages. I'm talking about if they go up to 5%, 6% would be unthinkable. And you're talking about the buying power of buyers just went through the floor. So all of a sudden, the downward pressure on home prices is going to be dramatic. So all these things are changing. Um, Buyer agency has been under assault for the last couple of years or more, and where that sellers are not wanting to pay buyer agency, where buyers are more and more going directly to the listing agent, cutting the buyers out, where you've got Zillow that is now trying to capture the buyers. They're going to use their own agents, and their own agents do not think it's just like a new Zillow is just going to become another traditional brokerage. No, 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 no. It's not going to be like that at all. So commissions are going to be dramatically challenged. Okay, so a lot of this stuff is happening. Plus all the stuff that's happening socially, culturally. Um, it is getting harder to get into conversations with people you do not know. Lead generation, people don't want to talk to you. The trust level has been dropping now for several years, where that people are trusting you less and less and less. So they don't want to talk to real estate agents. They don't want to talk to people they don't know. And they're like, "Come on out, I trust you." And so it gets harder to do that because they have with cell phones, they have caller ID. People are wanting to text and not talk on a phone. So it's getting harder to engage people uh, into real conversations and to get a hearing. Okay, now there are good things happening in the new real estate market too. Okay, a lot of great things. Technology is the biggest. I mean, because of technology, because of smartphones, because of video, because of mobile devices, mobile apps, social media, and all of this, gives tremendous opportunity for somebody to come into real estate and very simply and very profitably win and build a successful real estate business and make a ton of money. But you have to do the right things. Just having the tools doesn't do anything for you. And so because of that, because of all that, like your ability to create an online presence, all the kind of stuff that you can do today that was prohibitively expensive for a lot of people, not expensive anymore. But you still have to do the right stuff. So here are what I consider to be the 3 secrets to succeeding in the new real estate market. You guys ready? Here we go. There's 3 secrets to succeeding in the new real estate market of the future. As whenever the seller market shifts, whenever interest rates go up, whenever things change, it's not just even where we are right now. These are the 3 secrets for succeeding, but with what's coming. And we don't know time frames. I don't know. The crystal ball is broken. So the ability to go like, okay, this is what's going to happen. Not going to happen. You just got to be ready. The key right now for real estate agents is to be positioned and ready that no matter what happens in the real estate market, you're killing it. Okay, so there's 3 keys. So key number 1, seller lead generation. Seller lead generation. If you want to win as a real estate agent, you must get sellers. You must find the sellers. Okay, when you find a seller that's motivated, you get the listing. And when you get the listing, you get the inventory. And when you get the inventory, you got control of the market. This is the only way you're going to be able to make money and have a life in real estate. If you are working on buyer agency and depending on buyers and you're trying to chase buyers, it is going to be a long, hard road. And I've done a lot of training videos on this, and I talk to my coaching members about this all the time, that listings give you massive leverage to get more business. Buyers give you no leverage, no leverage, no leverage. And today, you're the one, when you have the listing, you have what everybody wants. Okay, everybody wants it. There's a ton of buyers and not many listings, so you have the supply to meet the demand. So seller lead generation, 100% of your focus in lead generation should be focused on sellers. Now, I didn't say don't work with buyers. Okay, I didn't say that, but I'm saying when you're trying to generate new leads, target your lead generation, whether it's prospecting or marketing, target it to sellers, homeowners. Okay, number 1. Number 2, this is the big. I think this is the big one. I don't know. All 3 of these are like these are the 3 things. You cannot. There's not one more important than the other. Okay, the number 1. Okay, number 1, seller focused lead generation. Number 2, daily quality conversations. Can you guys type this in the comments? this helps for me and for people going back and watching this to get this kind of. So number one, seller lead generation, seller focus, lead generation. Somebody type that in the comments. Number two, okay, number two, daily quality conversations. And what do I mean by daily quality conversations? I look back when I was selling real estate and being the most productive, when I was selling over 100 homes a year. I was highly, highly focused on seller lead generation. Mostly mine were for sell by owners and expireds. That's what I used. It's what I did. And because of that, I had time control. Thank you guys. Thanks for typing that in. I had time control. I had inventory control. I had a consistent income. I had closings every month because I had listings, because I was focused on sellers. Okay. But I also realized I did that because I prospected 3 hours a day. Every day, consistently, I was prospecting 3 hours a day. If I had a bad day, I prospected 2.5 hours. Okay. That was a bad day. So 3 hours a day of prospecting. Now, my minimum standard when I was prospecting most of the time was 20 contacts a day. I had to talk to 20 people a day, 20 people a day. And my goal was 30. I wanted to have 10 contacts an hour for 3 hours. That was 30 contacts a day. But I was talking to for sale by owners expires. I was not cold calling. I was not random like circle prospecting. I was not using an auto dialer. I was calling people. I was dialing with my hands on two phones. I had two phones that I had set up on my prospecting station, and I would just dial here. And when this was ringing, I would dial the next number here, and I would just go back and forth. And then as soon as one of them answered, I would hang the other phone up, and then I would have the conversation. And I would make 20 to 30 contacts a day. Okay. It's harder today to get into a quality conversation, to get somebody to talk to you. It's just harder to get engaged in a conversation today than it was back then. One, when I started back in the 1900s, most people still had home phones. Today, most people do not have home phones. So you got to get cell phones. That's harder. Two, people back then they had answering machines. So some people would like to go to answering machine. They were starting to have caller ID, so people would look at caller ID and it would tell what the company was. So my company was a show Century 21 when I would call, but people would still answer. And so today, getting people to answer a phone, especially when they don't know who it is getting more difficult, right? So that has had to change. So now we're training. How do you get people to engage in a text message conversation and then get them to an ear-to-ear conversation? Because when you get into a quality conversation and you can actually talk to somebody, you can hear. You know, they say in communication, 7% of your communication is your words. 93% is your body language and your tone, your tonality, the way you say it. Well, even on a phone, you're getting not just the words, you're getting the tonality, you're getting the pauses, you're getting the questioning, you're getting the double talk, the stamp. You get to hear so much more in a live conversation. So getting into a quality conversation, to me, most of the time, a quality conversation means an actual ear-to-ear conversation or face-to-face conversation. I'm actually engaging them in a conversation where I can hear their voice, I can hear their tonality, I can hear their uncertainty, I can hear their skepticism, I can hear sarcasm, I can hear the questioning, I can hear what they don't say. You can't do that with text message. It's just pure words. Okay, so all you're getting is the words, and they calculate what they're going to say back to get what they want. So a quality conversation is the key. So I was thinking back when I was prospecting, my number one focus was to get contacts, a live contact. Today, what I am now training is I want you to get quality conversation. That's what you focus on. Now, you got to get into a live conversation to get to a quality conversation, right? You got to get a live contact. But the question is, how many in quality conversations can I have? Now, it may be somebody you don't know. It may be somebody you do know. And the bigger you build your business, the bigger you build what we call your personal circle, the more those conversations will be with people that you already know. But they got to be a quality conversation, meaning it is a conversation that could potentially lead to an appointment. Okay, that it is in a sense that the purpose of the conversation is to ask for business. Okay, so quality conversation. How many quality conversations can you engage in a day? And as I went back and I was just kind of assessing based on my best memory of my own prospecting days and of the real estate agents I coach today, here's what I come away with. 5 quality conversations a day. 5 quality conversations a day will make you a top producer. 5 quality conversations a day with people with an focus on business, an intent to ask for business or get business will make you a top producer. And I'm when I say a top producer, I'm talking about somebody that can have as much, you can have like hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, whether it's 200, 300, 400, 500,000 or more, that you will be able to produce that kind of income and up to 7 figures. Okay. I look at a lot of my top coaching members who are making 7 figures, making over $100,000 a month, and some of them closer to 200,000 a month. They get quality conversations, not 100 of them a day, five quality conversations a day, meaning a conversation that could lead to business. That's how many they're having. And a lot of them, especially the top producers, are spending more and more of their time talking to people they know than people they don't know. But when you're starting out, you don't have enough people that you know to get the business you need. So you got to go to people you don't know, right? Okay. So quality, but I want you to focus on quality conversations. Now, when you get done with that quality conversation, the secret is what you do after that quality conversation, especially if it's a new relationship, is sending them a personal intro video. I'm not going to talk about that today. I've talked about that in other videos. We train on that in depth in our coaching. Here's number 3. Okay. So the number one secret to succeeding in real estate today is seller focused lead generation. Thank you guys for typing that in the comments. Number 2, and I want to make sure several of you type this in the comments too. Number 2 is daily quality conversations. Daily quality conversations. And number third is business focused relationships. Now, I've always said that the secret to the future of real estate is relationships. It's relationships. It's knowing, it's having a great personal circle of people that you know who will give you business and who will refer business to you. Okay, that's what I say. Relationships is the magic. Because again, it's getting harder and harder to get people to trust you when they do not know you. Okay, so thank you guys for typing all that in. Okay, so number 1, seller focused lead generation. Number 2 is daily quality conversations, 5 a day, five daily quality conversations. And number 3 is business relationships. Now, what I mean by that doesn't mean they're not friends as well. You can have a business relationship with your best friend. Some of my best friends are some of my coaching members are some of my best friends. Okay, so yesterday, Julie and I went over to some of our best friends' house, and we hung out with them for the whole afternoon, and then had dinner with them last night with their family. And he's one of my coaching members. So I have a personal relationship with them, but I also have a business relationship with them, and that's nothing wrong with that. You can do that. Okay, but you can have a personal relationship with somebody, and they don't trust you in business. They're not. It has no value for your business. So I'm talking about if you want to succeed in real estate, you've got to take all relationships, even personal relationships, and you want to be respected as a professional. Okay, so when I say a business relationship, I don't mean it's not personal. It can be your mom. Okay, your mom can be one of your best sources of business or worst. What makes your mom a great source of business or a bad source of business? Here's the difference. Or your children, or your brother, or anybody, whoever, family, friends, your best friends, they can be a great source of business or they can be no source of business. How do you make that happen? How do you make them become a great source of business? And here's how it happens. They must respect what you do as a professional. If they don't respect what you do as a professional, if they don't think you're good at it, well, they're not going to refer people to you. They're not going to jeopardize their relationships with other people if they don't trust you. If they think you're the best as a real estate agent, then they want to help. Not only that they want to help you because they know you and like you, they have a relationship with you, but they also believe that other people that they know and like are going to benefit if they refer them to you. Is this making sense? If it is, can I see some thumbs up? Okay. This is so critical. It must be a relationship where you are respected as a business professional, as a real estate agent. And people are like, well, I don't want to prospect people I know. I think they're going to, not want to give me business or whatever. Well, here's the reason. They don't respect you, and you don't believe they respect you as a professional. Well, so the question is, am I just going to go like, I'm just not going to talk to business about business to my family? How about this? Get them to respect what you do as a pro, become the best at what you do, and they're going to be going like, yeah, if you're an idiot if you don't use my son. You're an idiot if you don't talk to my sister. She's the best real estate agent in town. Okay, does that make sense? This is so critical, guys. So seller focused lead generation, number one. Number two, daily quality conversations. You want to have at least 5 quality conversations with a first sell by owner. You meet somebody at a Starbucks. Your past client. Those are the kind of people that I'm talking about. It can be anybody, but it's got to be a quality conversation where you can move forward with business toward getting referral, them using you for themselves or referring you business to you. Okay. Now we train in our coaching and at our events at Agent Mastery Lab. We train you on how to do all this kind of stuff. Okay, in depth how to do it. But you just understanding this intuitively, you're a real estate agent. You know how to prospect. You know how to do lead generation. At least you know theoretically how to do it, and just go do it. Get into quality conversations, and then finally is understand you got to be respected as a professional. And every conversation I have with people that I know, and as I build relationships with people I know, the relationships is where the magic is because there's trust, and you can create top of mind awareness. It's hard to create top of mind awareness when people don't know you, don't know who you are. So as people meet you, as you take that relationship and you solidify it, you build it, you grow it by constantly staying in touch with them, creating top of mind awareness, but getting them to respect you as a professional. That, my friends, is where the magic is. All right. Any questions? Type them in the comments. I'll be coming back and watching through the comments. So if you're watching this live, thank you for joining me today. It's good to see all of you guys here. And make sure you post where you're from if you have not put that in the comments yet. Just your city and state or province. That way I kind of get to know who you are. And if you got questions, post those here. If you got comments, what are the secrets that you believe? What are the secrets that you believe to succeeding in the new real estate market? Put down what you're finding is working for you. Have a great week, everybody. Play to win and always expect yes.